Alrighty, boys. Welcome back to another episode with JP. Today, we're going to be talking about what women want in a man. And this was based on a post I saw on Twitter, as you guys can see here. And this guy made a comment that said, "Modern women offer nothing of value and bring only downside risk." So, a bit of an extreme comment, but the reality is that we're definitely dealing with a different situation in today's world. So I'm just going to give my quick 2 cents on it. I'm not a red pillar. I've followed the movement for a long time, but I think it's pretty counterproductive. So I'm not going to talk too much about red pill ideologies or my stance on the red pill. I'll save that for another video. But you can see the original post here. Why are men becoming increasingly uninterested in relationships or marriage? And this is supposedly a comment from Andrew Tate, which said, "Deal was loyal virgin who obeys in return for lifelong protection and provision. Women aren't loyal, women aren't virgins, and women don't listen. So women broke the deal. Give the man a loyal, obedient virgin, and he will marry her same day. Men didn't change, women did." So first of all, I'll make a comment on this. Um, Women broke the deal. I think both sides broke the deal. I think that men are not traditionally masculine anymore. And I believe that in any society, men are always the leaders. So if women aren't loyal and they're not listening, then the real issue there is you have weak men who aren't policing society and in turn policing the women. And policing sounds like an extreme term, but what it really means is just the same way that men are taught to respect women, women should be taught to respect men. And a big part of that is having a healthy male role model, typically a father or a father figure, which is going to teach her how to be respectful and how to actually, obey their man. It's not about dominance and cruelty, but it's really about women having respect for their husband, which a lot of the times they don't anymore. The dynamic has completely changed. But to give fairness to women's complaints, a lot of men are not traditionally masculine anymore. And you can look no further, or you need look no further than testosterone levels. We'll search it right now. Declining over time. So you can see in some of these graphs here. This is from a European study, which is shown from the 90s, even to the 90s, um, in all categories of men, 15 to 19-year-olds, all the way up to almost 40-year-olds. We're seeing a marked decline in testosterone amongst men in those categories. You're seeing another study here which says the alarming decline of testosterone in men, and it's showing um, the this looks like a decline of testosterone just over time in general, but you can see here in the 1970s it looks like, yeah, 1987 looks like when this was measured, and you're seeing median total testosterone 501. Median meaning basically the middle of the pack of, it looks like all men. Oh no, this is the observation years of the age range. And so what you're seeing basically across all of these graphs, this is done in Massachusetts, it looks like, is that a lot of men are dealing with lower testosterone levels over time. So these weren't the most perfect graphs. I could definitely find some more sources, but you guys get the point. We all know that men are no longer acting like men that they have before. And I think that's the only way that this really gets resolved or fixed, let's say. And you can see a comment here which says, Men are not men anymore. Half of y'all can't change a tire or even skin a buck or run a trout line. The problem is the daddy government broke up the home. All problems stem from not having a father in the household. That's spot on, in my opinion. That's spot on. So that is actually the comment that deserves to be the most liked. But this guy posted this graphic here, which basically says what women want in a man minimum, what men want in a woman minimum. Now, I do agree, and I think most women would agree that women's list of needs are more complex and they have a longer list of what is desirable to them. There's also a study here which says attractive women want it all, so we can check that out in a second here. But what women want in a man minimum: attractive, 6'2" plus, fit, athletic, good hairline, annual income minimum 100K. This is honestly the annual income minimum. I believe most women are looking for 200 to 250K. Realistically, if we're being honest, based on, I think social media definitely has inflated a lot of people's egos and makes people think that they need more money than they really do. So a lot of it is about showing off, posting stories, showing that you're going on trips, and you're not going to be able to do that on 100K in today's economy. It's just definitely not possible. So the rest of the list is funny, smart, masculine, compassionate, traditional but not controlling, leader, servant, selfless, open, honest, decisive, listens, validates, active slash hobbies he approves of, experience slash good in bed. And this list, for the most part, is pretty accurate. This is pretty accurate. This is a dream list, obviously, and plenty of men are getting married without these lists. And when you really learn about what women's wish list is and what they actually in real life choose, what you realize is that women want a man that, it's a lot of these things are about feelings. So with the income thing, it's the feeling of financial security. The funny thing, and by the way, smart is not as important as is made out to be. Um, the masculine, the compassionate, all of these traits and qualities are qualities that make women feel safe, that make women feel like they're cared for, that make them feel like they can open up to you and have a relationship with you. So if you are embodying these qualities, then that's what women are really looking for. But you don't have to be all these things to make them feel safe, to make them feel desired, etc. So, what we see in the what men want in a woman minimum is attractive, not a hoe, and preferably not insane, but willing to try and fix her. And this is pretty true. The roles are just different, and as we all know, so what men want in a woman is a lot more basic, just because we don't have the same list of feelings that we're looking to get from a woman. This whole list is based on how this makes her feel. Because if a man is honest and a man is open and a man is selfless, but he's a simp and he talks about his open stories of how he used to do gay activities on the weekends, and he had some issues with, I don't know, video game addiction or something like that. When these traits take a negative turn, which every single one of them can, and she feels bad, she'll still divorce you. She'll still leave you. And this is not trying to, again, say this red pill topic of, all women are bad or anything like that, but you just need to understand what this list actually means. Because what guys look at this list for, and then they say, "Oh yeah, but Tom Brady, he was everything on this list, and he still got divorced. He still got cheated on." But the thing is that Tom Brady was this list, but this list is not real life. So Giselle, his wife, was on a day-to-day basis not feeling well. If you look at Tom Brady's situation with him and his ex-wife, a lot of that had to do with his wife feeling like she wasn't wanted. I'm making assumptions, but when you look into their marriage, he's trying to be a Hall of Fame quarterback. He's trying to be one of the greatest athletes of all time, if not the greatest. So somebody at that level is not going to have a lot of time for cuddles and family time. They're extremely busy and extremely driven. And that can tend to drive a wedge in the relationship. So that is a big reason why they most likely broke up. And she chose the jujitsu instructor afterwards. But, you know, you got to focus on how you're making a woman feel. And all these things are actually compromisable if you make them feel a certain way. So, just real quick, wanted to browse over this study. Attractive women are wanted all: good genes, economic investment, parenting proclivities, and emotional commitment. So, this is an academic study which tests the hypothesis that women have an evolved mate value calibration adaptation that functions to raise or lower their standards in a long term mate according to their own mate value. So, basically, what this looks like is just the SMV, the sexual market value analysis of how attractive is a woman and what type of traits does she look for in a man based on how attractive she is and the value that she has in the marketplace, let's say. So obviously there's going to be, good gene indicators, masculinity, sexiness, good investment indicators, potential income, good parenting indicators, desire for home and children, and good partner indicators, being a loving partner. So again, though, all these things are either biological drives, which women have, which is obviously an attractive partner, attractive man or woman, is what every single human being wants. And the rest of these drives are biologically programmed, as well as having to do with emotional triggers. So when you ask women about a home and children, that's something that causes an emotional reaction for them. Women get emotional about their home or their children. When women talk about their partner being a loving partner, that's something that women get emotional about. Even money is an emotional topic. A lot of divorces end because of financial issues. It's considered that the majority of divorces end because of financial issues. Is it directly because of a certain dollar amount in the bank? Not necessarily, but it definitely can aggravate other issues in a marriage. So, just to wrap up the brief summary of this study, it says since the vast majority of women secure genes and direct benefits from the same man, however, most women will attempt to secure the best combination of all desired qualities from the same man. So this is scientifically showing what has been common sense for thousands of years, and it's from Dr. Buss, who is a known evolutionary psychologist. So definitely an interesting study. If you guys want to see it, I'll link it in the description. But to summarize today's whole topic, women are looking for the best combination of whatever they can find. But the reason why this isn't a doom and gloom situation for us men is our list is so short that we have such a wide pool. And if you're just not trying at all, then you're gonna get what you give. If you're not trying at all. But which of these attributes, as a man, could you not attempt to create in yourself? So 6'2", you can't really control that. There's height surgeries and stuff like that, but for the sake of argument, we'll say you can't control how tall you are. Good hairline. Some guys have better luck than others, so you can do things to get a good hairline or not, but we'll just, for the sake of argument, say that you can't control that either. And then the rest of everything else, active hobbies, I guess, if you have nerdy hobbies that women may be upset about that. But at the end of the day, if you have everything else on the list and you play video games, again, women are looking for the best combination of what they can get. If you play video games but you're attractive, you have good income, you're masculine, I don't think it's going to be a big deal, realistically. And we all can agree that it's not going to be a big deal if it doesn't consume you. Then it won't be such a huge issue. With everything else on the list, pretty much, you have a choice to embody that. You can choose to be fit or athletic. You can choose to increase your income. Being funny, smart, masculine, compassionate. You can choose to highlight those characteristics in yourself when you meet women. It's all about how you present. Everybody has a funny side. Everybody has a smart side. Everybody has a compassionate side. And if you think you struggle in the masculine department, there's many things you can do. First thing I would say is get your testosterone levels checked and see if you can fix your deeper health issues, because a lot of the times it's a health issue and it's not even necessarily a mental or psychological issue. A lot of the times it's just health. So most of these things on the list are possible for you to build, like a game. A lot of us are video gamers. I used to play a lot of video games, and you can build your character to embody this, and life becomes a lot better when you have this character, not only for attracting women, but for attracting opportunities, for attracting money, for career opportunities. No, everybody wants to be around this guy on the left. Every single person wants to be around this guy on the left. Whether it's your boss, whether it's your friend, whether it's your neighbor, you want to be around this type of a guy. It's just true. And because women want to select that type of guy, that's not a bad thing. So just keep that in mind, you guys. Don't get the red pill rage. Don't be upset at women and then start watching all these podcasts and thinking that women are evil and that's we need to take all their rights away and all that. One extreme doesn't mean that we should switch to the other. I do think we're in an extreme society right now, which embraces a lot of morally vapid ideas, a lot of degenerate ideas. I think we're starting to turn the corner on that, but we'll see how that develops in the next few years. So anyways, guys, appreciate you tuning in for today's episode, and I will speak to you guys soon. Thank you.